this has been the best rivalry here in Boston.
They've had some excellent games. I mean, some of the really close and tight-fought games were between these two teams.
Lionel can fly. James with the block. Tanasia Drayton gets the basket and one.
Nice step through that time to avoid the defense.
Jordan Galloway somehow got that one to go.
The New Mission Titans are the Division II state champions.
Boston, and welcome to the Shelburne Center in Roxbury for the 2017 Girls Middle School Basketball Championship, as today the Roosevelt Warriors will be taking on the Frederick Panthers. Hello everybody, I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner as always, Alan Platt. And Alan, we had a great high school basketball season throughout the entire season, and then we kind of finished it up with the middle school games. It's Boston's bright future of basketball.
I was just going to say, the best way to wrap up our official basketball season, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Always a lot of fun to see the smiles on these faces. Some of the kids whose uniforms are probably a little bit too big for, but always good here at the Shelburne Center. First, we'll talk about the Roosevelt, and both these teams played in the semifinals on Tuesday, and one player for the Roosevelt who had a great game was Kiana Ambrister.
Well, she's number 23, only a 7th grader, but like you mentioned, great game, 18 points, which is a lot in the middle school game because they play not that long. But as you mentioned, a lot of energy, a lot of undefeated team. Right. She is a key player. You'll see her with the ball most of the time. She goes to the basket well, and she can step back and shoot outside.
That's right. She also brings a lot of size to the table, so certainly a player that we can look out for. Sometimes with the young kids, the team with the biggest player sometimes has a huge advantage.
That might be the difference. Exactly.
Meanwhile, on the other side, for the Lila G. Frederick Panthers, they have a good player in their own right, Chelina Guerrero. She had a very good state middle school semifinal game 2 days ago.
Another 7th grader. So it's interesting. For the most part, these middle school championship games are usually dominated by 7th and 8th graders.
Right.
Usually 8th graders, but 7th graders this year, 2 of them were highlighted before the game. We're looking forward to them to sort of lead the teams offensively.
Without question. You saw both those players getting well into the double digits for both these teams, and sometimes that's just enough because clearly the scores aren't as high as the high school games. So if you get 20, 25 points out of a player, that can be a humongous difference in these middle school championship games. Now, for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Channing Curtis, who has an update for us. Channing, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. Now, with 2 undefeated teams, this is sure to be a really, really great matchup here this afternoon. Now, I got a chance to talk to the Frederick head coach, Rachel Keneally, just before the game, who was telling me just how close her team is. Before she had a chance to even get into the locker room and give them a pregame pep speech, they were already doing it themselves. Her team was in the locker room telling each other to slow the pace of the game down, be careful with your shots, and most importantly, go out there and have fun. It's especially important considering most of her team is comprised of 8th graders. She only has 2 7th graders on the entire team. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Channing. We should mention the Frederick won this last year. Jashari Green, who's now a New Mission Titan, was the MVP. So that program is used to winning middle school championships.
No doubt about that. Like Shana said, 8-0 to come in because middle school is a very short season. Happens very quickly. The playoffs all done in 1 week. So they're looking. It's interesting that those girls, the 8th graders, got the team together before the coach even came into the locker room.
That's right.
Nice little touch, right?
High school coaches probably love hearing that. They want them on their teams right now. It's the 2017 Girls Middle School Basketball Championships here at the Shelburne Center in Roxbury. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the opening tap from the Shelburne right after these words. Don't go away.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it, let's go.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Center in Roxbury for the 2017 Girls Middle School Basketball Championships. It's the Roosevelt taking on the Frederick. We are just about set to go here at the Shelburne. The Roosevelt in the all-blue uniforms with the white trim. Meanwhile, the Frederick in the white uniforms and the blue trim. As we mentioned, both these teams coming in tonight at 8-0, so two undefeated teams in the championship game. That makes it just a little bit extra special.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Coaches, like I said, this is being middle school, this is more teaching than anything else. But when it comes to this level of a championship title game, of course, it's all about winning.
Roosevelt controls the opening tap, but it's stolen right back by the Frederick. That's Guerrero, who had a big semifinal game. What a block underneath that time from Kayana Ambrister. And wide open down the other end is Ivana Valdez-Tavares.
Good defense to get back by Frederick.
Looking for the pass inside, but it's stolen away by Carolyn Martinez of the Frederick. And that will stay with the Frederick Panthers. Always a couple of nerves to shake off at the beginning of these championship games, especially for the younger players.
Oh,
I see the cameras, the bigger gym, that type of thing.
And more importantly, the crowd. I mean, this is, like I said, it's a quick season. The players only go like, I think it's 3 or 4 weeks, and then 1 week of playoffs, and here we culminate with the championship games tonight.
Guerrero with the floater around the rim and out. The rebound is then poked away by Guerrero inside. Nice pass to Martinez for the bucket.
We talked about Chelina Guerrero as a scorer before the game. At that time, like you mentioned, beautiful pass for the easy layup for a teammate.
Flores now coming back down the other end and lost it out of bounds, so that'll go back to the Roosevelt. Running time here at the Shelburne Center. Until the last, I believe, 2 minutes of the half. And that shot is good. What a spin move and bucket from Tashiria Jamison. So Tashiria Jamison gets the Roosevelt on the board. Here comes Guerrero, and she's going to get 2 free throws.
Yeah, the way she handles the ball, you talked about her scoring in the semifinal game. You can see her teammates look to give her some open floor. Right here, nice little crossover moves, and gets hit as she tries for the layup. Sometimes it's just about open floor when you have players, either girls or boys, who can handle the ball so well.
Guerrero knocks down that first free throw. Only a 7th grader for this Lila G. Frederick team, and she cannot hit the second. The rebound comes down to Valdez Tavares. And then it's poked out of bounds off of Valdez Tavares, so the Frederick will get it back.
Yeah, Ivana Tavares, as you mentioned, second time she's tried to go coast to coast. Flores again.
Roosevelt trying to save it. Guerrero comes away with the loose ball. She lines up a 3, and that's no good off the front rim.
Oh, nice move.
Here comes Jamison again. Frederick were able to corral the rebound, but stepping out of bounds was Melanie Cardona. And that inbounds pass goes to no one, but getting the bucket inside was Valdez Tavares. So a fortunate mistake there for the Roosevelt. And now the Roosevelt in a full court press.
Well, you mentioned that a lot of times middle school games don't have much scoring, and it's usually because a lot of the coaches do like the full court press. With the younger players, a lot of energy, get them to move around, get them to understand the concepts of defense.
And that goes out of bounds off of Roosevelt. So Frederick still with the basketball, and that's thrown away. So Roosevelt.
The back-to-back turnovers. Score still 4-3.
Jumper no good that time from Armbruster. And that shot chucked off the backboard and no good. And now we have looks like a foul on the floor.
Ball goes back to Roosevelt. Fouls on Frederick.
And Guerrero got up with the basketball after being on the floor with it, so they call her for the travel. 3.5 minutes left to go.
Usually we see coaches go to the benches by now. Like I said, halfway through the first quarter, but these starters have pretty much gone all the way. Another steal by Guerrero.
Guerrero trying to feed it inside, stolen away this time by Armbruster. She's trying to go coast to coast, but she got caught behind the backboard.
Yeah, a little too fast for herself that time, like you said. Went all the way, dribbled all the way to the baseline and ended up with no angle for the shot. Guerrero is blocked by Armbruster. Interesting, the two, I guess, best players for each team, real contrast to the guard with Guerrero, and Armbruster more of a bigger player, but can handle the ball too.
A couple more turnovers here right around midcourt. Good fast break for the Frederick, but Guerrero couldn't finish the lefty
good
layup.
Defenses. That time her shot was altered.
And Guerrero again getting her shot blocked by Armbruster. And that's going to go back to the Roosevelt.
Roosevelt shooting at the wrong basket. Luckily she missed.
And a couple of putbacks no good from the Fredericks, and Armbruster again inside for the block. That long jumper no good. Coming away with the rebound is Jamison.
A little too much on that one. Nice pass, good idea, but her teammate down court, India Bailey, wasn't going to catch up with that.
Roosevelt still in a full court press. Here comes Guerrero. And the pass is stolen away by Armbruster, and then she loses it out of bounds. Substitution for the Frederick. Coming in for the Panthers is Johanny Garcia. As Jadis Flores heads to the bench. Here comes Armbruster. Off balance shot, short on.
Again, good defense by Frederick to take her off the dribble. Another steal. Taylor Scott.
And another steal this time for the Frederick. That's Christina Guerrero.
That's going to be our favorite phrase of the game, Pat. Another steal.
Another steal. And banking home the three was Chelina Guerrero. She's got 4 points now for the Frederick. Deep.
But use the backboard. Puts her team ahead 6-4.
Getting loud in here at the Shelburne. And we got another foul on the Frederick. This time it's on Melanie Cardonia.
Tell you, both teams really aggressive defensively. 15 seconds before the end of the quarter. Again, good defense for Frederick. Leads to a Guerrero fast break and a little off balance, but she'll earn 2 free throws. Guerrero got a lot of speed.
No, she does.
Even with the ball, she's able to beat her defenders. That time was hit again by Jamison.
Chelina Guerrero back at the free throw line. She was 1 for 2 on her first trip. And she's unable to hit the first. Just under 8 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Frederick on top of the Roosevelt, 6-4. Guerrero knocks down the second. She's got 5 points to lead all scorers. Frederick on top, 7-4. Closing seconds of the quarter. Armbruster almost loses it out of bounds. And that is going to do it for the first quarter here at the Shelburne Center in Roxbury at the 2017 Girls Middle School Basketball Championships. The Frederick on top of the Roosevelt, 7-4. Nifty ball handling here at the Girls Middle School Final.
Green hat, red hat, oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt, oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants, oops.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Center in Roxbury for the 2017 Girls Middle School Basketball Championships. The Fredericks lead the Roosevelt 7-4. Folks, you want to follow us on social media, search for Game of the Week in Facebook here in Boston. A lot of good stuff up there, pictures, videos, updates. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. We're just about ready to start the second quarter here at the Girls Middle School Basketball Championships. Fredericks will start off with the basketball here in the second with a 3-point lead. And that's Christina Guerrero trying for the runner, but it's off the mark, and that'll go back to the Roosevelt.
That first quarter, Pat, with all the energy up and down, a lot of turnovers for both teams. But what impressed me the most was the defense played by both teams. No surprise that they're coming into this game 8 wins, no losses, because they both play swarming defense. It might be a matter of which team either gets in foul trouble or which team has to go deeper into their bench. Jamison again on a nice drive from the wing. She'll get the first time at the free throw line for Roosevelt.
And Jamison no good on the first. You see Coach Sheehan, head coach at the Roosevelt. Jamison 0 for 2 at the free throw line, but it's knocked out of bounds by the Frederick, so that'll stay with the Roosevelt.
We talked about Armbruster having 18 points in the semifinal game. She's only had like 2 shots so far in that first quarter. 23 in blue. See if her team can get her going.
Jamison fires up a 3, but that one goes off the back rim and over the top of the backboard.
Guerrero again.
Shelina Guerrero that time too strong off the backboard. And this time she tries to drive inside, but Armbruster's there for the block. She's got 5 blocks now here in the first half.
Well, defensively, like I was saying, defensively she's amazing. Good timing of those long arms.
And now we have a foul on the Roosevelt. And heading to the free throw line for the Frederick is Dallas Scott.
Both teams being aggressive trying to get to the basket. But the turnovers are coming from the good defense and some of the poor ball handling on either side.
Scott no good on the first. Frederick now 2 for 5 from the free throw line. Make that 2 for 6. And Armbruster again getting the rebound. She's trying to take it all the way herself. Going coast to coast. Couldn't finish off the backboard. Putback is good. That time
Bailey.
from India Bailey.
Yeah.
Shelina Guerrero gets the basket and one. Answering that bucket with a great drive from Guerrero.
She's relentless. Once she gets the ball, it doesn't matter what part of the court. She just finds some open space. While she gets to the basket, takes a real bump there, but is able to softly this time. Her other misses, she put up a little too high that time. Slowed it down. There's the nice floater for the layup. A lane violation, so the ball will go back to Roosevelt. 1 point game. I'm sorry, 3 point game.
Armbruster with the jumper, short with that one. Put back, no good from Jamison. Armbruster with the offensive rebound, and she gets tied up underneath.
Ball's going to stay with Roosevelt.
Jamison. No good with that runner. Here comes Guerrero off the rebound.
Off and running.
Beating everybody down the floor. She scores another layup. Shelina Guerrero.
Valdez Tavares tried to keep up with her with her height and thought she had a chance for a block, but Guerrero, that quick step.
That's a turnover for the Roosevelt. 5-point lead for the Frederick. Guerrero with 9 points to lead all scorers. Now tries a deep three and almost gets a field goal in a football sense rather than a basketball sense.
I think she actually was a little winded to try to go all the way to the basket that time.
Frederick with a 5-point lead. Roosevelt having a tough time getting a lot going offensively as Jamison's trapped on the wing by Guerrero. Armbruster has to kind of reset here for the Roosevelt, and she stepped out of bounds.
We're going to call a foul first. Yeah, she's bumped out. Say the defense for Frederick the second quarter. It's really swarmed all over Armbruster mainly, but all the Roosevelt players. Even on the inbounds, Roosevelt's having a tough time setting any kind of offense.
Armbruster for three. And that's stolen away by Scott. Being chased by Armbruster, but Scott's able to score the layup.
She knew Armbruster was on her right, so she just leaned to the left, laid it up.
So Dale Scott.
Scott's actually
with the steal and the layup.
I was just going to say, she's been one of the main defensive players for the Frederick there and white. They're all fired up. They should be. So watch how she leans away to the left, even though she shoots it with her right hand. Gives her team a 7-point lead. I tell you, Roosevelt I'm just surprised that Roosevelt has not really tried to get the ball to Armbruster offensively. I mean, she's still filling the stat sheet. She got, 5 rebounds, she got 5 assists,
5 blocks.
5 blocks and 5 steals and 5 rebounds.
So
but
she's very active. But right.
I mean, that's in this kind of game, Roosevelt is definitely going to need her to get on the scoring board.
When you look at the younger players in middle school, even freshmen in high school basketball, it always seems like the half-court offense is the last thing that they sort of start to understand.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, when you're talking about just energy, you're talking defense, turnovers, fast breaks, you're right. And shooting, obviously. But
everybody likes to shoot.
Half-court sets. It's going to be another bumping foul.
And Scott was called for the foul down on the baseline.
Scott's a 5'8" 8th grader. Long arms. Even with those long arms, she appears to be taller than 5'8".
Jamison again getting tied up. Armbruster coming away, was not able to corral the loose ball.
I tell you, Scott's everywhere. It's amazing.
She is.
She's really giving Armbruster a tough time. Again,
that'll stay with the Roosevelt.
Yeah, it's all defense for Frederick. I mean, they're up by 7, but that leads mainly because of their defense.
Armbruster on the drive. There you go.
First time she got any open floor. Somehow she was able to elude Scott that time.
Kayana Armbruster with her first basket. Cuts the lead back down to 5. Here comes Guerrero with a runner. Can't get it to go. Armbruster with the rebound and the pass out to Valdez Tavares, but it's poked away by Scott. Ball's playing hot potato right now. Nobody's able to hang on to it. Now it's the Roosevelt.
Nice pass.
Out to Valdez Tavares for the layup.
We were laughing earlier because Jamira Del Val started with the wrong basket in the first quarter. That time she got a steal and a beautiful assist on a pass to a teammate.
Substitution for the Frederick coming back in is Martinez, and Young also coming, Young coming in, Flores coming back in for the Frederick.
And for a lot of times for middle school coaches, the toughest part of the game is to figure out which players are tired and going to be making mistakes. So we're seeing it right now. That's 3 straight hoops for Roosevelt, mainly because we got a tired Frederick team out there and they're just not stopping it.
Armbruster with her second bucket. Guerrero back down the other end. Every time the Roosevelt tries to go on a run, Chelina Guerrero answers with a bucket.
Nice pass. I tell you, number 5, Del Val for Roosevelt is deceiving with the way she passes the ball. Watch this one. That's a beautiful pass right to a teammate who actually wasn't really ready for it. She was asking for it, wasn't really ready. She'll go to the free throw line.
And first free throw is good.
Banks it home.
From Bailey. This would cut it to a 1-point lead, but it's no good. Armbruster going after the rebound, and Valdez Tavares unable to save it. So Frederick will get it back with 30 seconds left to go before halftime. And poked away by Jamison. She wanted to get it to Valdez Tavares. What a move to the basket, no good. Tavares no good on the putback. And that'll stay.
Yeah, we got a foul in the rebound action as India Bailey got wiped out. She was trying to get, you see it right here, 15 in blue, really got smashed. This Marius Young called for the foul for Frederick.
So that is 7 fouls on the Frederick. So
India Bailey back to the free throw line.
Yeah, Roosevelt will get a 1-and-1 with 18 seconds left.
Okay, nice comeback by Roosevelt after that timeout.
And that free throw is no good. Scott trying to chase after it. She is unable to, and that's going to stay with the Roosevelt. Another good hustle play from Scott.
Looks like she's got her second win because she was wearing down a little bit a few minutes ago.
Poked away by Christina Guerrero, but she stepped out of bounds. So once again, the Roosevelt with the basketball here. 16.5 seconds left to go before halftime. Boy, Scott is blanketing Armbruster. Except on that play where Armbruster gets the basket and the foul.
Play was set up by the pass inside. Armbruster simply walked down the baseline. Nice pass by Del Valle to get her in there. Sorry, that was Valdez Tavares on the pass.
Free throw no good. We're tied up at 15 as
Steal.
Scott with another foul. That's got to be
1-and-1 again.
I think that's at least her third foul.
Yeah, Guerrero's going to get hit with that one. She was going for the steal.
So they did call it on Guerrero. Could have been Guerrero or Scott. There were a couple of players that did bump into Valdez Tavares. So they whistle it on Chelina Guerrero. He's not happy about it, but I actually think that helps the Frederick because that could have been Scott's third. Another missed free throw from the Roosevelt, and now the Frederick with a chance for a basket before halftime. That's Christina Guerrero with it at the top of the key. Guerrero well off the mark, but here at the half, we're tied up at 15 at the Shelburne Center at the 2017 Girls BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. And for most of that half, it looked like the Frederick was in control, especially with the play of Chelina Guerrero.
I was going to say, it was 13-6, 7-point lead. Roosevelt hadn't even gotten the ball to Armbruster, the main scorer, yet. But once she got her first super, it seemed like it energized the rest of her players. And like you said, 15-15 here, tied up at halftime.
Without question, you got to be frustrated, I guess, a little bit if you're the Frederick because you do all that work for so long. In that last little sequence, especially all those two wide open drives from Armbruster, you give up your lead just because of a couple of bad plays.
I think Scott got a little tired. Like I said earlier, one of the challenges when you have young players like this, they tend to be all energy and just a lot of emotion and energy. And when they get tired and sort of start to lag a little bit, you have to, as a coach, have to recognize that, give them either call a timeout or give them a substitution. And it was clear that Armbruster got loose while Scott was a little winded. So those her hoops for Armbruster brought Roosevelt back, and now they feel like they're back in the game.
Without question, folks, we're tied up at 15 here at the Shelburne Center in Roxbury. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the second half of the Girls Middle School Basketball Championship right after these words. Don't go away.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can. Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
With the groove, show proof, keep it smooth as I bust the move. Where you stepping swiftly with the keep up. If not, just stop, pop a squat, put your feet up, read up, pay attention, listen to the melody. Remember what you heard, got my words to the spell of me. Top notch, got them all jumping like hopscotch, or jumping rope like double dutch in the air. Show me what you got, keep it hot like the heater. You thinking you a treat, cause you're sweet, but I'm sweeter. Leader of the pack, cause they all stay behind me. I'm old school, you don't skip tracks, you rewind me. Finally, working on my craft.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Center in Roxbury for the 2017 Girls BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. As the Frederick start off the second half of the basketball. We're tied up at 15 as Guerrero got caught up in the air and she'll be whistled for the travel.
Yeah, good defense by Armbruster. Would have had her 7th block. Traveling violation instead.
And a baseball pass out to Jamison, who scores the layup for the Roosevelt. They have their first lead since the opening basket.
Nice little hesitation move there by Jamison. Get the banker.
Guerrero with the pass back down the other end. Martinez with the bucket. So Chelina Guerrero with the assist that time. Valdez Tavares again with another deep pass down the floor. This time it's Flores. Kayla Ambrister scoring the layup. So before it was Kayana Ambrister, now it's Kayla Ambrister, both 7th graders.
That's twice in a row we've seen Roosevelt get that, like you said, called the long baseball pass to two different players for easy buckets. So Frederick's going to call a timeout so that Rachel Keneally can have someone playing deep safety back there on defense.
First timeout called all ball game, as right now the Roosevelt with a 2-point lead over the Frederick here early on in the third quarter. As we mentioned, both these teams coming into the season, coming into the championship with an 8-0 season, undefeated season on the line here tonight. And you can see why both these teams are two of the better teams in the city.
No doubt.
It seems like the Roosevelt has more of the size, whereas the Frederick has some good guard play.
Quickness, shooting. And they both play defense. They both can swarm on defense. A lot of steals, a lot of forced turnovers.
Roosevelt Warriors currently on a 13-4 run.
Yeah, that's right. It was 13-6. They were down. Now they come all the way back. Key thing is the Armbruster got going, 23 in blue. She got going offensively.
Christina Guerrero. Now it's Martinez trying to drive baseline. Another block by Kayana Armbruster. She's going to try to take it all the way in again. And that time she's short with the layup. And I think it's Kayla Armbruster who's going to be whistled for the foul. No, it was the Frederick who was called for the foul, so Roosevelt will hang on to it. Valdez Tavares chasing down the loose ball with a great feed inside, but a little too low for her teammate. And Bailey now tied up near the baseline, up top to Armbruster for the jumper. She scores the hoop and the foul once again.
That's her first outside shot that she's made. She's gone to the basket 3 times in the first half. But we'll see it here. She sets herself up and lets it fly.
And Armbruster completes the 3-point play. And now a substitution as Scott comes back in for the Frederick.
Yeah, I was going to say, Armbruster was getting free these first couple of minutes because Scott wasn't in the game. Scorers table wants to figure out what happened in that last sequence.
Frederick. Going back down the other end, Christina Guerrero. Over to Chelina Guerrero off the spin move, can't hit the layup. Chases down the loose ball. Step back for a 3, but it was deflected. Scott there for the rebound. And she took about 3 steps, but she lost her glasses, so I think they're going to give it back to the Frederick.
Yeah, official timeout is, like you said, Scott's glasses came off, so.
Scott's going to get some rec specs. She keeps losing her glasses.
So now we're seeing the defense for Roosevelt really pick up. With them being in the lead, they've sort of been re-energized.
And
nice
that's
steal.
Pulled away by Jamison. She's got a fast break. Jamison was chased down and fouled by Carolyn Martinez. Good hustle there for Martinez.
Martinez, she made up a lot of ground. Watch Martinez. She makes up the ground and then takes that shot away from Jamison. Yeah, both teams actually struggling at the free throw line.
And the inbound pass poked away. Here comes Guerrero. Trying to beat everyone down the floor, but Chelina loses it out of bounds. She had a wide open layup.
Yeah, she's trying to get her steps together for a layup and just kick the ball out of bounds.
Frederick almost had the steal. Now it's Jamison almost with another breakaway as Christina Guerrero committing the foul.
So the Frederick team is really getting hurt by having the full court press all in the backcourt. We used to see the foul again as Jamison able to get to the line. Yeah, Frederick's going to have someone play at least a half court to take away these fast breaks for Roosevelt. And Roosevelt's outscored them 7-2 here in the third quarter.
Guerrero wide open back down the other end, and she's fouled by Jamison.
A little more of the same action going the other way. Again, hustle by Jamison to take away the easy layup.
Guerrero no good on the first free throw. Substitution. And coming back in is Mariah Young. And coming in for the Roosevelt is number 5, Jamiria Devalik. Guerrero hits the second. Frederick now 3 for 10 from the free throw line. And we got another foul down near the baseline, or the sideline rather.
Yeah, Joanny Garcia reaching it in. It's interesting. Frederick has a switch defensively now. They have a smaller player on Bristol.
And Scott deflected that, but here comes Jamison on the drive.
See, the difference now is in the first half, the aggressive defense for Frederick was creating turnovers. This second half so far, the third quarter, the aggression's turned into a lot of fouls. So they're already at the bonus.
Shooting 1-on-1.
Yeah.
The Roosevelt still on that run. They're on a 16-5 run now, starting at the end of the second quarter, which has gotten them this 4-point lead. Here comes Jamison now shooting a 1-on-1, and she sinks the first. Two for two from the line is Jamison. And so it's back to a 6-point lead for the Roosevelt.
Yeah, Jamison, we called on a reach in that time. As the one thing Roosevelt's doing, whoever's in the area is trying to slow down Guerrero so she doesn't get off on one of her sort of fast break plays that she had in the first half.
And that one poked away by Jamison. That's poked away by Valdez Tavares, and then she gets fouled out on the baseline.
Simple inbound pass, but she did what coaches always say: spread your arms, get wide, get long. The referee Lance Tucker explaining to Rachel Keneally the call.
Coming up on 3 minutes left to go here in the third. Roosevelt still with a 6-point lead over the Frederick, and now it's Armbruster getting tripped up near half court.
So go back to the free throw line. See the change they made. Frederick now has Christina Guerrero guarding Armbruster, even though she's a little shorter, she's a little quicker. And in the meantime, they've put Scott, the taller player, on Valdez Tavares. And now Scott's going to take a break because she's in foul trouble. We'll see if this is a problem defensively for Frederick and White.
Armbruster rattles home that first free throw. No good on the second, and looked like we might have had some kind of lane violation, I think, on the Frederick. So Armbruster will get one more.
I'll tell you what difference from the first quarter when it looked like Frederick was just in full control.
Big violation because that cost the Frederick a point as Armbruster knocks down the second. She has 11 now for the Roosevelt. As here comes Guerrero. And Chelina couldn't put home the layup. Now it's the Roosevelt.
Oh, nice pass.
Over to Valdez, who's unable to hit the layup.
I'll tell you, Jamira Telvallo did her job.
And Guerrero gets her shot blocked.
Well, it's going to be a foul on Chelina.
And that's saved by Armbruster, but then goes out of bounds. And the Frederick will get it back here. 1:58 left to go in the third quarter.
Okay, another foul. Good rebound that time by Jamison. She's protected the ball and wait till she got hit, so she'll go back to the line. Yeah, Frederick's got to figure something out because we're getting close to the fourth quarter. They're in some deep foul trouble.
So Jamison now back at the stripe. She was 2 for 2 during her last trip. And she knocks down the first. Roosevelt will just have her at the free throw line the rest of the game.
Well, I'll tell you, she's played a good floor game.
No good on the second. Armbruster with the rebound. Put back, no good. And Christina Guerrero loses it out of bounds. Armbruster short on that layup, and that'll go back to the Frederick here with just over a minute left in the third. Now it's Christina Guerrero with the basketball on the open floor, trying to go all the way to the rim, and she gets fouled by Armbruster.
One of the few times we've seen Armbruster go for a block and commit a foul. For as young as she is, her timing's amazing. Watch this one. This is the only time. Now she gets a little body right there, and then that's one of the few times we saw her swipe at the ball. Usually just go straight up for the block.
Christina Guerrero no good on the first.
Yeah, Frederick's really had an offensive drought.
And that ball gets knocked out of bounds by the Frederick, so the Roosevelt will get it back. Here with about 36 seconds left in the quarter. And that goes off of the Frederick, so Roosevelt still will hang on to possession. And Frederick with the substitution here late in the quarter as Samarna Laguerre now in for the Frederick. Del Valle. And she was whistled for a travel.
Double dribble.
Double dribble, rather. Yeah. And that's going to do it for the third quarter here at the Shelburne Center as the Roosevelt Warriors lead the Frederick Panthers 27-18 on the shoulders of Armbruster. We're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter here on Game of the Week.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Community Center in Roxbury for the girls' 2017 BPS Middle School Basketball Championships. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you go on Facebook and search for Game of the Week here in Boston. A lot of good stuff up on our Facebook page, so make sure you like us there. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. We're just about set for the fourth quarter here at the Girls Middle School Basketball Championships. The Roosevelt on top of the Frederick, 27-18. Just about ready to start the fourth. And, of course, we got a foul.
Boy, let's remember, this game was tied at 15 at halftime. And like you said, a 12-3 third quarter has put Roosevelt in blue in total control. Like you said earlier, Roosevelt's going to be shooting free throws on every foul the rest of the game. Double bonus.
And the first free throw is no good from India Bailey. And second one no good either as Armbruster can't get the putback. Now it's Christina Guerrero. And Jamison comes away with the loose ball. Great pass up the floor to Bailey, but the layup is no good. Both teams scrambling for the loose ball, and looks like Guerrero pounces on it. And then Christina gives it off to her teammate. Now back down the other end, it's Samara Guerrero. No good on the layup, and that'll go back to the Roosevelt.
Yeah, Guerrero.
Laguerre took a
hard under the
hard
basket.
crash into the wall.
Now 6:41 to go, and I tell you that the Frederick team in white just had a real struggle. The entire third quarter, just scoring 3 points and really not getting a lot of quality shots. Meanwhile, for Roosevelt, the exact opposite. They've done what they wanted to do. They've gotten the Frederick team in really bad foul trouble. So, like we said, for the rest of this game, it's going to be double bonus shooting on every foul by the Frederick.
We mentioned also that Roosevelt's getting the free throws, but they're also hitting their free throws too.
Well, they're at least going 1 for 2 sometimes to help to build this lead. Oh, nice steal that time by Guerrero. Just couldn't keep it in bounds. They're there by putting Christina, like I mentioned earlier, defensively she's a little quicker.
And that basket no good, but getting fouled on her way to the rim was Flores.
Yeah, Aaron passed that time. She stepped in, got the steal. They have 2 free throws. For Roosevelt, looks like
I think Jamison just fouled out.
Right.
That's a huge loss for the Roosevelt. Their main ball handler, Tashira Jamison, has to head to the bench. She had a really good game.
Really good floor game, like you mentioned. Had a couple of fast breaks, made some free throws.
First free throw knocked home by Flores. So the Jamison in foul trouble, and the Frederick knocking down 2 free throws here as Flores cuts it down to 7. That could be the break that the Frederick
I was going to
need.
say, I think that Frederick will see this as an opening.
Armbruster going down the sideline, getting it poked away momentarily. Trying to force feed it inside, but that's going to go back to the Frederick. And Christina Guerrero unable to hit that layup, but gets the loose ball for the Frederick. Fires up a 3, and that's no good. Rebound. And they're going to whistle Armbruster for another foul.
Yeah, things could turn around quickly here as you see the offensive rebound and foul call on Armbruster.
First free throw, no good for Melanie Cardona. We'll have one more.
For Roosevelt, it's going to be a matter of who's going to handle the ball with Jamison out of the game. There's a turnover.
Back down the other end, the Frederick unable to hit the layup, but it's Guerrero to her sister Christina who can't squeeze that home. Boy, the Frederick have had some point-blank shots that just haven't fallen. Now it's Kayla Armbruster who was unable to hang on to it, so that'll go back to the Frederick. You see now with Jamison out that there's not really anybody to handle the ball.
Yeah. They've been trying to get it to Armbruster.
Another foul on the Roosevelt.
And now bonus for Frederick.
The Frederick.
They'll shoot 1 and 1 in this one.
Scott going to come back in. She's got to have at least 3 fouls if she sat this much. So Chelina Guerrero, who's been quiet since midway through the second quarter, is able to knock down the front end. No good on the second, and that'll go back to the Roosevelt.
Oh, nice pass.
Armbruster with a breakaway. Hits the layup for the Roosevelt, back to an 8-point lead for the Warriors. Here comes Chelina Guerrero, who gets it poked away, but it's Flores coming away with it. Flores, no good on the floater. Another block inside. Flores for 3. Rattles around the rim and out. Chelina Guerrero coming away with the loose ball. Her runner's no good. Kayla Armbruster with the rebound, and now it's Kayana Armbruster. Dribbling through traffic, but she traveled with it.
Starting the baseline.
And the Roosevelt surrounded. That's Dallas.
Timeout for the bench for Roosevelt.
Yeah, that was Bailey who was trapped down near the baseline. Roosevelt just trying to hang on here with the last 3:40.
The last couple of minutes, it's been obvious ever since Jamison fouled out of the game. No real ball handler to go aggressively to the ball to try to set things up. Armbrust is probably the closest they have to someone they can depend on to bring the ball up, but she's being double teamed a lot. Jamira Del Valle actually has a few assists today, and she actually gave Armbrust that last pass for the layup to make it an 8-point game again. Frederick does feel better. I mean, they've gotten a number of offensive rebounds, just have not been able to convert.
Frederick trailing by 8 with 3:40 left to go here in the fourth. And one of the main reasons why the Frederick trailing by 8 is because of Kayana Armbrust. So she's got 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 blocks for the Roosevelt. So already with a triple-double. There's Guerrero. Chelina scores the layup.
Nice steal on the play.
6-point ball game. And the Roosevelt lost it out of bounds, so that'll go back to the Frederick. And here comes the Roosevelt, back down the other end. Kayla Armbruster. Back up top to Valdez Tavares. And then that's lost out of bounds. Back to the Frederick. We mentioned without Jamison, not a lot of ball handling, but also the Frederick aren't fouling as much here at the second half of the fourth quarter.
It does seem like they've eased off a bit, being so aggressive. Not as many fouls these last 3 minutes.
Chelina Guerrero. Straight to the basket, unable to finish the layup. Armbruster with another rebound, and we have a jump ball. And that's going to stay with the Frederick. Guerrero launching a 3 off the back iron, no good. Put back, no good from Chelina. She's going to fire up a 3 from the corner, And Armbruster with another rebound. And then she gets fouled at half court by Chelina Guerrero. So Armbruster will head to the free throw line, shooting 2 for the Roosevelt.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Frederick can't say they didn't get their chances. They got 3 offensive rebounds in that sequence alone. They had 2 3-point shots that didn't go down and a putback they tried. So the effort and energy's there. They just can't get any shots to go down.
And that free throw is no good from Armbruster. Substitution for the Roosevelt coming back in is Jamira Diwali. As Yaneli Diwali heads to the bench. Armbruster no good on the second. Valdez Tavares.
Another held ball. It's going to stay with Roosevelt this time.
That was a big possession there for the Roosevelt. As Tavares ties up the Frederick, so 1:40 left to go, and Roosevelt hangs onto the basketball. That's going to be a 5-second violation on the Roosevelt. Frederick still trailing by 6, 1:25 left to go in regulation. And another turnover for the Fredericks. And now we have a travel on the Roosevelt.
Del actually got tripped over her own teammate. So this last 110 is going to be something because it's just a 6-point game.
We get it into Guerrero. She gets caught underneath, and she gets fouled. So she'll head to the free throw line. Guerrero with 15 points to lead all scorers. Also 7 rebounds and 3 steals, and she heads to the line with her team down by 6. And she banks home the first. Second free throw no good. As Armbruster with another rebound, she's going to try to take it all the way herself. Then fires up a 3 and buries it. Kayana Armbruster. My goodness, makes it an 8-point lead for the Roosevelt.
And you know Coach Colin Sheen was thinking it was a bad shot.
That's one of those, no, yes. Armbruster knocking it down from the corner, and I think that's the dagger.
One of the few times that she's actually taken a deep shot. They're clearly behind the line and just buried it.
Bang. Good rotation on that jumper.
Well, I guess we got our answers to who's going to get the ball for Roosevelt, right?
The Roosevelt 7th grader burying the 3 and giving her team an 8-point lead with 47 seconds left to play in the 2017 girls middle school basketball championship. See why she had 21 back in the semifinals.
But you talk about, you see it again, very, very poised. I don't think I've ever seen a combination of center guard. That's how Armbruster is listed. She's a
point center,
right? Because she's definitely with the rebounding and block shots. She's definitely a center. Then, like as we've seen in this fourth quarter, ever since her teammate fouled out, Jamison, Armbruster's taken over.
The Fredericks are trailing by 8, 47 seconds left. They're going to need a couple threes. And Guerrero thought about Armbruster trying to come away with a steal, and she does. And now Scott comes away with it. Guerrero straight to the basket, gets the layup. Back to a 6-point game. And a steal by Scott. And now we got a tie-up that'll stay with the Fredericks. So Lila G. Frederick will get the ball back here. 21 seconds left. They need a quick 3. They get it into Flores. She fires up a jumper. Scott there to get the loose ball. And it's poked away by the Roosevelt. And there for the putback is India Bailey, and that is going to do it. Here at the Shelburne Center, the Roosevelt Warriors are the 2017 BPS Girls Middle School basketball champions. Well, like we mentioned at halftime, it seemed like the Frederick were in control for most of that half, and then that nice run before halftime.
It was 13-6.
That's right.
It was 13-6. Armbrust hadn't scored yet for Roosevelt, but second quarter, once she got going, it seemed like the entire team just started to feel, okay, she's here, so we can go now.
That's right.
And before you knew it, halftime's tied at 15. Third quarter, totally Roosevelt. And the fourth quarter, even with their point guard Jameson fouling out, Armbrust made a couple of plays, a couple of fast breaks, rebounds, blocked shots. Then, of course, the big three, like you said, that was the dagger.
That's right.
The big three just ended the game.
Without question. Any type of comeback from the Fredericks was ended with that three from Armbrust. So the Roosevelt Warriors are the girls' 2017 middle school basketball champions. Folks, we're going to end a break. When we come back, we'll have the Game of the Week MVP and our final stats, and we'll sign off from this game here in just a few.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it. Got a quarter?
You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to the Shelburne Center in Roxbury at the conclusion of the girls' 2017 BPS Middle School Basketball Championship. The Roosevelt defeat the Frederick 34-26. We mentioned the Frederick controlled the game for most of the beginning of the game, but then Kiana Armbruster started to explode, especially at the end of the first half. She had a great game, 16 points, and a lot of other statistics. We'll see those in just a couple of seconds. She and her coach, Colin Sheehan, are with our sideline reporter, Channing Curtis. Channing, take it away.
So I'm here now with the 2016-2017 Middle School Girls Champions. How's it, ladies? MVP Kiana Armbruster. Triple-double, 16 points, 15 rebounds, 10 blocks. Amazing game. How does it feel?
It feels good because I was like really shocked in the beginning because I thought we was going to go down. But then I just pushed myself harder and harder, and then we made it.
So I understand you're a 7th grader, so what do you think the chances are of winning again next year?
I'll say 100%.
100%. All right, I like that. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now, Coach, I understand that you guys were down in the second quarter. You had a huge momentum shift. What did you tell your girls to get that shift going and to ultimately win the game?
Just to relax. I think the nerves and the excitement of being here in the championship game. We weren't playing our style of basketball. We were kind of throwing it away and things like that. But I just tried to get them to relax and calm down and play our basketball.
And how hard is that with this being such a huge game?
It wasn't easy. Sometimes you got to think, okay, what am I going to tell the girls now just to try to motivate them? It is middle school girls basketball, and it is difficult because there are so many different personalities and things like that, trying to figure out what's going to motivate each individual player.
All right, thanks again. Congratulations, everyone. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Channing. The Roosevelt Warriors very happy that they just won the middle school basketball championship, and they capped off an undefeated season at 9-0. Very impressive accomplishment for the Roosevelt.
Well, coming into the game, we knew that both teams came in 8-0, so something had to give. And in the beginning, like you said, it looked like Frederick, for whatever reason, was just more ready. They jumped out to a 7-point lead, had control, and it took Armbruster a while to even make her first basket. But I really think that you talk about changing the game. It just seemed like Armbruster's teammates on the Roosevelt team seemed to pick everything up once she got going offensively. She'd already had 5 blocks. She had 5 steals.
Sure, she was active.
Assists. And, she had a number of things going on, but she hadn't scored. And she's the scorer that they look for, and we saw it in the end. I mean, that she made a fast break layup when the game was at 6. She made that 3 to really nail it. And you talk about getting rebounds, block shots, the whole thing, and she's only a 7th grader.
That's right.
She's coming back next year.
So we'll see her. We could see her again next year in the middle school basketball championships. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Frederick, certainly a tough way to go out. You got an undefeated season on the line. You lose it at the end. You're the defending champions. Then you see Chelina Guerrero, who had a nice game, but she kind of got quiet there in the second half, and I think it was maybe because of the fouls and just the run that the Roosevelt on. It was kind of a runaway freight train that the Fredericks just couldn't stop.
Yeah, exactly. It just seemed like you said, Guerrero got her team off to a great start in the first quarter, but it just seemed that once Roosevelt got going offensively, it made it tougher for Frederick because they weren't getting as much open floor. Roosevelt threw the ball away a number of times. They had some bad turnovers. They missed some easy shots, and that allowed Guerrero to get out in the fast break. But you're right. Roosevelt clamped down defensively a bit. They really cut her off with the ball to not give her all the open floor. Change things around, and when you talk about 7th and 8th graders, it's tough to make a lot of changes in the game.
That's right.
So the girls are pretty much going to play how they know how to play, which they all did. They all gave a great effort. And it just happened that Roosevelt had a much longer run in the second half.
Let's take a look at the final stats from this game before we sign off from the girls' middle school basketball championship. And first up, it's the Frederick.
Frederick, 18. You talked about Guerrero. Ended up with 18 points. He had most of those in the first half. Martinez had 4. Guerrero also had 7 rebounds, and Scott pitched in with 6. And the 2 Guerrero sisters with 6 assists between them in the backcourt.
Let's take a look at the Roosevelt.
For Roosevelt, our player of the game, Armbruster, you see her, those first 2 categories, 16 points, 15 rebounds. Jamison, before she fouled out, had 7 important points because she made a couple of free throws. Bailey also had 5 rebounds, and then at the bottom you have Duval with 3 assists and Bailey with 2. So at this level, this age, a lot of times you talk about role players. Mainly it's because a lot of some of the players just aren't aggressive enough to really want to step in and sort of do all parts of the game.
Right.
So you have some players who just don't want to shoot. Others who will pass the ball, will play defense, but just don't have confidence in running the floor, trying to make a layup, or sometimes even trying to make a free throw. So you take your stronger players who are more, I guess, more aggressive, more into it. Right. That's what we saw here with a Guerrero for Frederick, and of course Armbruster for the winning team for Roosevelt. And it sort of balances out. It's just a matter of who has the biggest run at the end.
Without question. And this time it was the Roosevelt who had that run, and they take home the 2017 city title. We're going to head to, excuse me, folks, we're going to sign off now from the Shelburne Center. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media and even online, you can certainly go to our website, www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. All the games, the high school games from this season and these games will be up there. You can also follow us on Facebook. Search for Game of the Week at Facebook. A lot of good videos, pictures, updates as well. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. 1 game down, 1 game to go here at the Shelburne. The boys are up next, but for right now, folks, we're going to say so long from the Shelburne Center in Roxbury from the girls' 2017 Middle School Basketball Championship. Take it easy.